So, very good morning to all. So, myself Dr. Vijay Kumar, working as Assistant Professor of Economics at Vignan Foundation for Research, Science and Technology, Guntur. So, today we will discuss one of the important topic as a part of civil service examinations. The topic is agriculture sector. In that we will see the challenges and solutions. So, before start of this topic, for every civil service examinations, agriculture topic is very important to know that, because this is the only one for all examinations. It is very important. Almost all the questions will come from agriculture background. So, it is very important to know the agriculture sector. So, first before start of this topic, we should know the importance of agriculture. So, here we can see that India's foundation for civilization, society, for rural livelihood, agriculture sectors plays an important role, because this is only one sector providing rural livelihood, and also it is ensuring the food security of 1.4 billion peoples. And it is important to know that near about 16 to 80% GDP we are getting from from agriculture sector. Apart from that, 46 to 48% of the workforce are depend on agriculture sector. It is very important that rapid industrializations and also service sector, because majority of the peoples are moving towards shifting from agriculture to manufacturing sector and also service sector. Even though right now also it is important to know agriculture, because this is the only sector providing employment generations, rural livelihood and ensuring generating the income source for farming community. So, this is very important to know that agriculture sector. So, first we should understand the basic concept why agriculture is important, right. Here we can see that why agriculture in the Indian perspective, it is a backbone of Indian economy. If you see that agriculture is such a sector, it ensures the food security to the nations. As we all aware of that, for 1.4 billion people, 43 billion peoples, this is the only sector providing food in the form of PDS, food ensurity. So, that is what it provides food security to the nations across the India. Apart from that, we can see that near about 40 to 46% of the workforce are dependent on agriculture. That is why in the Indian perspective, agriculture is the most important, because it is contributing towards Indian GDP also, near about 14% to 18% we can see that. So, apart from that, we can see that this sector providing raw materials to industries. Best example is textile, we can see the cotton and also food processing industries and also for sugar industries. That is why it generating the employment, and also manufacturing unit also it is supplying raw materials to the industry. And also it is very important that it supports rural livelihoods. I told 46% of the workforce are depend on agriculture. That is what rural livelihoods and income generations. That is very important. So, lastly, this agriculture not only generates income and employment, apart from that the poverty reduction also we can see in the from agriculture sector, and overall development of the rural also we can see. That is why in the Indian context, agriculture sectors plays an important role. Now, come to the why importance agriculture, why so much despite of rapid industrialization, service sector shifting, majority of the peoples are moving towards manufacturing and industry sectors and service sector. Despite of these also agriculture plays an important, because we can see in the three forms. First, we will talk about economic importance. Here we can see that raw materials to industries. I told in the initially, this is only one sector providing raw materials to the manufacturing units. Best example, textile for cotton. So, even sugar industry and food processing industry. This is one thing. And second is contribution to significantly GDP. This is very important. So, I told 16 to 80% contribution to the Indian GDP, right. So, and also provides employment. Near about 46% of the people workforce are depending on agriculture sector. That is why it provides the employment. Apart from that, it supports agriculture exports, especially commodities like rice, wheat, pulses, even milk products. So, it supplies the foreign exports, foreign earnings also we can see. That is why it is important to know that economic importance in agriculture. Now coming to social importance, it is very important. So first thing we can see that it is a source of livelihood for millions of peoples. I told near about 1.43 billion peoples this agriculture sector providing foods, okay, and food security also in the form of providing government from PDS, okay, and also you can see that it ensures food and nutritional security. Apart from that, because India is producing 375 million tons as per the current status, we can see that presently. So during 2025-26 the estimated production is 3.75 million tons productions we are seeing that. So that's why we have much more production. So only thing we have to move ahead in the aspect of sustainability, okay. So that's why in terms of social importance this sector is very important. Apart from that, we can see that nutritionals. So we are putting cereals, pulses, okay, millets. So it's also having importance in concern with the nutritional security also. And lastly, we can see that in terms of social importance, it reduces the rural poverty. This is very important to know that. So in terms of we can see environmental importance, this is also importance. Though in one side after green revolutions, excessive utilization of chemical fertilizers, we used to take care about our environment also. Right now it is very important to preserve our biodiversity. So in that context, this is sector is very important to know that they conserve the biodiversity. So we should support ecological balance, okay, through sustainable farming, advancing the different types of farming we used to apply in the present perspective, especially organic farming, natural farming. This is very important so that we can achieve the environmental sustainability. So in the picture we can see that how much agriculture is important towards the sustainability. Apart from production, we used to think about sustainability also. Here we can see that. So I told in the contribution to the GDP, provides employment to rural populations, okay, and supplies the raw materials, right. So even you can show the social importance, source of livelihoods, here ensure the food security and rural poverty also. This is very important. So lastly, we can see the conserve the biodiversity is very important, and we should maintain for sustainability ecological balance between. So this is very important to know that. Now coming to the important factors that are facing our Indian agriculture sector, especially farmers are facing. Though agriculture in one side we are in terms of production we are the topmost producer across the global, we are the first production in the milk production. In the second second side we are the highest producer cereals, pulses, even other products. So in that aspect, Indian agriculture is also facing certain challenges, okay. So we will discuss one by one. So here we can first and foremost factor is climate change and extreme weather. This is very important. From production to till harvesting there are n number of field operations are there. So in the process of this from production to harvesting, farmers are facing so many challenges. We are not sure that we will get good price for our commodity, we will get good income from our agriculture productivity. No doubt in one side we are the highest producer, we are getting, but in terms of sustainability we are not we are lagging behind this is. So here we can see the problems due to climate change. We can see in the Indian context irregular monsoon, floods, droughts, heat waves. So these are the major challenges were faced by the Indian agriculture. I will give the simple best example. See heat waves. So especially in Punjab area we are recently we are facing the problems of excess heat. It grows the problems with agriculture productivity, and also recently cyclones and unseasonal rainfall. So recently in Bihar and Jharkhand, so we have faced these problems due to excess cyclone and uneven rainfall condition. At the end, these will make problems for agriculture sector. Ultimately at the end we will see that agriculture productivity less, even income of the farmers also less. So, this is the one of the major challenges were faced by the Indian agriculture. So, after knowing the problems, now how to overcome this? Across the global it is a one of the generic problem. So, especially in the Indian context it is a more because if you see that 86% of the farmers are comes under small and marginal farmers, and near about 55% of the people's are area is under rain fed conditions. So, in that condition we used to face all these challenges, okay, by adopting different advanced agriculture practices. Here we can see the one of the solution, we can see that climate resilient crop varieties. So, adoption of climate resilient variety is very important. I will give a simple best example, paddy. So, we can see that especially in the Visakhapatnam region, so in Andhra Pradesh we can see that, see, the government has made so many farm ponds, make it best utilization when the deficit of rainfall. So, by growing of different climate resistant varieties, we can see in the paddy variety, we can see this is the one variety we can see climate resilient crop varieties, so that we can get good income, good productivity from that crop. So, second is weather based advisory services. This means we used to apply different advanced technology in agricultures. We are lagging behind. Still, even in the Indian condition, majority of the farmers are practicing conventional method of agriculture practices, old traditional method. We used to upgrade, then only we will overcome these problems. Here we can see weather based advisory services, mainly usage of AI based technologies, remote sensing, right, even drone technology. So, if you use these technology in the agriculture sector, obviously we can change in the agriculture sector. Okay, even crop diversification, this is very important. In the perspective of Indian condition, the cropping pattern, cropping diversification also is very important. From long back farmers are practicing same agriculture practice. We used to change, we used to modify the cropping pattern, crop diversity, we used to go with the alternate cropping. From long 10 years back we are growing paddy. So, at the end we are losing our soil fertility, soil ground water depletions. So, these are the things we used to take care while agriculture practices. So, lastly, climate smart agriculture, this very present perspective, it is very must and should. So many research are carrying on during based on the climate smart agriculture, the usage of agriculture advanced practices. So, like especially precision farming, natural farming, organic farming, AI based agriculture, weather based agriculture technologies we used to adopt. Ultimately, we can see the changes in the agriculture productivity. Now, second problem is one of the major is small and fragmented landholdings. I told here 55% of the area is under rain fed area, and another important reason due to excess population in India. So, we are facing the major problem in agriculture is small and fragmented landholding. This is very important. See, one of the important reason towards the problem we are facing by the Indian agriculture. Here the average farm size is very small. Because of this reason, farmers are unable to practice advanced practices in agriculture. Take example, so below 1 acres, the farmers cannot make advancement in in their field. So, application of tractor, application of drones, because high cost, okay. So, that is one of the reason, and difficult out of mechanization, that is very important. So, lower at the end we can see lower productivity. That is why this land and small holding fragmentation one of the major reason in the Indian agriculture sector. To overcome these solutions, we have the certain solutions. We can see that here farmer producer organization. These are the one of the legal group registered group of organization where they can take the agriculture activity collectively, so that it links with the good market, good production, whatever the agriculture practices they should take care, collectively and take the decisions for selling, for production, any aspects, so that at the end they can get good income from their products. That is farmer producer organization. Second one is cooperative farming. This is also very important. Especially this cooperative farming is nothing but collective farming from starting production to till harvesting, because majority of the farmers having small farmers, if they make collective group farming, contract farming, so that they can reduce their cost of cultivations. So at the end cooperative farming make a best solution for this. So even land consolidations also very important. So we used to, instead of dividing smaller lands, we used to make merge and make it on big size of plots. We can grow many of the crops. So that this is one of the solutions we can overcome these problems. Okay. Now next is third problem associated with the cropping pattern. This is very important. So in the Indian perspective, majority of the farmers are making mistakes from farmer side, because they are growing from last 10 years. Take example in Andhra Pradesh. So from so many years they are growing paddy. No doubt in the during the green revolution they are focused rice and wheat. So further it is over dependence of these products. So over dependence of these crops. So here you can see that problems where majorly we can see that excessive rice wheat dominance. Best example I told Andhra Pradesh. So we should think with other crop. So don't go with a monocrop. So because if you grow from long back 10 years, at the end you will lose the soil fertility, groundwater depletions will destroy the soil health. So these are the problems we are facing by the Indian farmers. Even groundwater depletions, we can see that regional imbalances and decline in the crop diversification and soil degradation. So these are the major problems we are faced in concern with the cropping pattern. For that, farmer has to make diversified cropping system. Instead of going with the monocrop, sole crop is to go with alternate crop. If one crop fails, at the another side, another crop will get profit. This is one thing. To overcome all those problems, we have some solutions. We can see that promote crop diversification, improve water use efficiency. Here we can see that crop diversification is to go with the different short duration varieties, with the high yielding varieties, drought resistance, even advanced genetically modified crops. So these, if you make these type of cropping pattern in your agriculture, obviously you will get good yield. Second one is improve water use efficiency. Now because 80% of the water were consumes fresh water, especially in agriculture in the Indian context, 80% consumption of fresh water to agriculture sector. So in that we used to take care of this. If you use excess water also problem, if you use less water also problem. So we used to make modified advanced version of irrigations to improve irrigation efficiency. Here we can see that water use efficiency, we can go with the micro irrigations, drip irrigations, sprinkler irrigation, so that we can save the water for future generations, future crops also. So at the end we can achieve water use efficiency, we can increase water table. So here it is very important one parameter. Second one is, third one is promote integrated farming system. Don't depend on one crop, sole crop or monocropping. Go with the, if you are making agriculture, go with the agriculture. We can see that here we can go with the agriculture plus dairy plus forestry for silviculture. So we can improve living standard also. That is what we can call it as integrated farming system. Cropping with the dairy along with the subsidiary occupations, so that the per capita of consumptions, even per capita of person also we can increase the income. So that is why this integrated farming system is very important solution for the problem. So lastly we can go with the encourage of climate resilient agriculture. So I told in the initially the adoption of various technologies, advancement in the agriculture sector. So, usage of weather based agro advisory, AI based technology, drone technology, remote sensing, because these technology will help to reduce the pest invasions, even rainfall conditions we can predict, we can see, according to that we can take the decisions, because in the Indian context agriculture is uncertainty. Though it is uncertainty, you used to take care and you used to move forward in a better solution to get more yield. So, that is what we can call it as climate resilient agriculture. Okay. So, now next is low agriculture productivity. Despite in one side we are the 375 million ton production, but in one side we are lagging behind sustainability. So, we are with some of the problems we can see related to low agriculture productivity, traditional farming methods. It is one of the important, farmers still they are in the mode of old practices, traditional practices. Okay. So, we used to convince, we used to change the mindset of the farmers. Okay. So, by the application of advancement of technology in agriculture, we can achieve this problem. Okay. Even poor technological adoption, still they are practicing old method practices in agriculture sector. So, that is what affecting agriculture sectors. So, even limited mechanizations, take example for cutting onion. So, if you cut manually it takes time. If you go with the machines, in a fraction of second we will cut the piece of onions in a fraction of second. So, this is how technology usage in a right time obviously will get achieve better yield, better income. Okay. So, solution we can see that precision farming, AI based agriculture, improve seeds and technological transfers. Here we can see that precision agriculture, it is one type of advanced method of agriculture farming. Here usage of AI based, drone based and weather based agriculture systems. If you have apply in this agriculture, obviously we can improve our agriculture productivity. Okay. So, even AI based agriculture, even quality seeds, drought tolerant seeds. So, this is very important. Okay. Water scarcity, this is very important. So, I told 80% of the fresh waters were consumed by the agriculture sector. This is has to taken care, because we used to preserve water for future generations. At the end we used to achieve water use efficiency. Okay. So, we used to conserve water for future generation and also. So, here we can see some of the problems related to water scarcity, groundwater depletion, overuse of water intensive crops, especially paddy. Recommended practices you can follow, obviously you will get good result. Okay. So, farmers what they are doing, they are using excess, they are, if they are getting more water, obviously they are putting more water. At the end groundwater depletions, water table may vary. So, these are the drawbacks from excessive utilization of water and even water scarcity. So, unequal irrigation access. So, you are not using water or irrigation for different crops in a scientific manner. So, that is very important to preserve the water, to overcome the water scarcity problem. To overcome this, some of the solution we can see that micro irrigation, drip irrigations, rainwater harvesting, water storage. So, these are the major solution precautionaries we can take that. From this we can achieve water use efficiency, one thing. Second thing is we can maintain water table. At the end we can achieve agriculture productivity and efficient utilization of water in agriculture. This is one thing. Another important, price volatility and income stability. This is one of the important problems were faced by the Indian agricultures, because farmers, they are not having confidence that from production to till harvesting so many activities, at the end marketing also, they are not sure about they will get good income from their yield. Okay. Because, so some of the problems were faced by the farmers, especially in the price volatility. Crop prices fluctuate significantly, because here we can see that demand and supply mismatches, obviously the crop prices fluctuates. So farmer has to think alternative crops, economically viable crops, so that in the market there will be demand, there will be supply. So it will be in the balance mode. If it is both these demand and supply will be in the balance, obviously there will be no price fluctuations of the crops. Okay, this is very important. That is what farmers are doing mistake. Everybody, if X person is growing wheat, Y person is also growing wheat. Why can't we go with the paddy? Okay, so if you demand and supply obviously balances, we will get good price for commodities. Second one is farmers often receives price below the MSP. This is very important. So in that perspective, government also think that farmers has to get good fair prices. Recent reports indicate that despite of record production, many farmers face low income. So due to lack of advancement in the technology in agriculture sector, that is maybe one reason of price volatility. So to overcome these, some of the solutions we can see that strengthening the MSP mechanism, price stabilization funds, digital agriculture market, contract farming. I will give the best example ENAM. See, the government of India has made a one beneficial scheme, or for farmers, electronic national agriculture market. So this is the scheme where launched for the purpose of price discovery. So from production to till direct to the consumer, there is no middlemen. Directly we can connect with the global market. So by using these schemes, these technologies, farmers can sell their products and to get better income from the crops. So this is one of the important initiative by the government of India. Okay. Apart from that, we can go with the contract farming also. Right now, one of the best farming method, that is contract farming. So another important problems were faced by the Indian agriculture is inadequate storage and infrastructures. I will tell you one the best example. If you compare with the agriculture crops, horticulture crops having more value and more prices. Okay. So obviously we should think for consumption purpose, whatever we need we should grow. Rest of the will think about other economical crops, so that farmer can improve their economic situations and they can get good price for that. Okay. Here we can see that some of the problems were faced by the Indian sector here, high post harvest losses. Okay. So near about 30 to 40% of the commodities were lost for the especially post harvest losses. Especially we can see in the crops like fruits, vegetables, right. If you give best example, if you go to market during late night 10 p.m, the sellers will sell at any cost, okay, at the low price itself. So we should think about post harvest losses also. Okay. Second is lack of cold storage facilities. So especially in the rural areas, they have lack of transportation facilities, they have storage facility. So due to this, they have facing storage for their commodities. So government has to take care of this aspect. Okay, poor rural transportation also. So to overcome these, some of the solutions we can see that modern warehouses, even cold chain infrastructures, rural logistic networks, that has to improve. Okay, so to make it these, the problems can be solved. Another important problems we can see that agriculture credit problems. This is especially in case of small and medium farmers. This is one of the major problem. Right time they are not getting inputs for purchase of inputs. They are not getting money. So even credit facilities. So here we can see some of the problems. We can see that dependence on informal lenders. Okay. Even high indebtedness. These are the major problems, especially in the rural area, small and marginal farmers. So to overcome these, government has made certain initiatives: institutional credit expansion, Kisan credit scheme card, and digital financial inclusion. So apart from that, even Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. So under this scheme for purchasing of inputs, government is giving 2000 rupees for every interval in the sense for Kharif, Rabi and summer seasons. So that farmers can use and to make it use for purchase of inputs. Okay. Apart from that, Kisan card also, credit card also they are making help for the especially to overcome the agriculture credit problems. Another important, right now it's very important to know that low adoption technology, it's very important. So in this case, some of the problems we can see here. So digital divide, lack of awareness, high cost of technology. Due to excess population, one thing, and literacy, farmers are illiterate. They are not, ready to use advancement in the agriculture sectors. They are, and moreover, they are not aware about scientific technologies in agriculture. So those problems we used to overcome. Okay, to overcome these problems, some of the solutions we can think that agri-tech startups, mobile-based advisory services, and digital agriculture means. From the agriculture department, from the state agriculture universities, from the central government, state government, we used to promote advancements of scientific technologies in agriculture sector, so that we can improve technological aspect in agriculture, so that farmers also can adapt very easily in their fields. Okay. So here another important problems is marketing challenges. Here we can see that everywhere in the across the India we can see that multiple intermediaries are there. Okay, even weak bargaining power, market inefficiency. To overcome these problems, okay, I told in the initially ENAM, that is electronic national agriculture market is there from the government of India. Here we can sell our product directly from farmer to the consumer. Okay, so that is one thing. Another one is FPO, is the farmer producer organizations, even cooperative farming. So these are the initiatives to overcome the marketing challenges. Okay, even for agriculture export promotion, even APEDA, one of the premier institute where the export and import of commodities across the global level for especially farmers. Okay. So to overcome these problems, challenges, the government also supporting by making different initiatives in the form of programs, in the form of different beneficial schemes. Okay, here we can see that PM Kisan, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Yojana is one of the premier program were launched by the government of India. Here we can see that whatever the benefits has to given to the farmers directly, direct income support to the farmers, especially Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Yojana for every interval for Kharif, Rabi and summer season to purchase the inputs. So 2000 rupees is giving by the central government of India. Okay, right. So this is one thing. Even Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, it is one of the premier program. Here we can see that due to crop loss from natural disaster, floods, right, drought, the government will make ensure insurance for their crops. Okay, and ENAM, a national agriculture market, from farmer to till consumer, we can sell the products directly, no middlemen, no intermediaries. We can see that. So even digital agriculture machines, even Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, this is very important. Even to improve the water use efficiency, to maintain water table, the government has launched one of the prominent scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. The theme is per drop more crop. It's all of the advancement technology in agriculture sector, especially sprinkler irrigations, drip irrigation. If you apply these schemes in the agriculture sector, obviously will improve the yield, agriculture productivity. Okay, that is a per drop more crop. So is to take care about water usage. Okay, so certain emerging opportunity also we can see in the Indian agriculture sector. We can see that organic farming, this is very important. Right now we are focusing of production, especially organic farming. Nowadays this is only one this is sector emerging. We can see that growing global demand. especially if you see that everybody is very precautious about their health. Okay, so everybody is preferring, you know, organic based products. Take example, if you go to any big bazaar, any big shops, separately they will keep and separately they will hire high price for their organic products. So everybody has aware about their health. That's why everybody is preferring organic based farming system. Okay, because if you use excess of chemical fertilizers, obviously health hazards will be occur. Okay, and another one is natural farming. So here is very important, because so everywhere chemical fertilizers are more, input costs are more. To overcome those problems, we used to go with the organic based or even natural usage of vermicompost, cow dung, so that we can panchagavya, panchamrita, so we can reduce the cost of cultivation. It is very important in the production aspect. So we should take care about the cost of cultivations. Whatever the efficient utilization of resources is very important. Okay, so this is one thing. Even satellite monitoring, that is weather based remote sensing, even AI based, even drone technology we can use for agriculture sectors. Best example, chemical spray. So nowadays labor problem everywhere. We are not getting laborers for you know, application of various agriculture practices. So that by usage of drone technology we can overcome this problem. Okay, so even export oriented agriculture, especially fruits, vegetables, spice, millets, because if you compare with agriculture crops with the horticulture crops getting more income, getting more profit, getting more prices also. So farmers has to think, instead of growing agriculture crops, no doubt whatever we need for consumption purpose we used to grow, rest of the will think about horticulture crops. Okay, so even we have scope towards export and import also, especially fruits, vegetables, spices and millets. Okay, especially these millets, no, for nutritional benefit is very important. Nowadays it is very important perspective. So even millet revolutions, so government is also, you know, focusing international year of millets for, you know, boosted awareness. So that's why these are the emerging, you know, opportunities we can see in the agriculture sector. So now in the context of examination point, we can see civil service examination perspective. These are the sample questions. We can see that they consider the following. I will go through the questions, that is, this type of questions may arise in the examinations. See, crop diversification helps reduce the farmers' vulnerability to climate change and market risk. Even second option, micro irrigation techniques such as drip irrigations improve water use efficiency, ENAM. These are the options we can see that. Simultaneously, this price volatility related questions we can see in the prelims questions. Okay, prelims exams. Same thing we can see in the mains examinations we can see. So this is all about agriculture sector and challenges and solutions. That's all. Thank you very much.